So now let's understand after break what is the use of continue statement in Python in for loop specifically, or the looping or iteration statements. So Python continue statement is used to skip the execution of program block and returns the control to the beginning of the control current loop to start the next iteration. So it will skip the current loop and move on to the next iteration. So when continue is encountered, the loop starts next iteration without executing the remaining statements in the current iteration. Yes. So it will skip the current iteration. Yeah. And move on to the next iteration. Let's see how it is being used. Understand it first of all by a diagram. So it can be used in both while and for loop. Yeah. Let me see if I have an image for this, which will make you understand. Okay, this is it. So it gets into a loop. Yeah, it checks for an example expression. Yeah, if it is true, and if it's a continue statement that has been occurred, it will not continue with this loop block where the statements are available. It will skip that loop and move on to the expression again. Yeah. If it goes on to the loop block, it will move on to the loop expression separately next. But if it encounters a continue statement, it will not execute this statements which are after the continue statements. Yeah. So you need to understand that. Yeah. So the continue statement is just the opposite to that of break. It skips the remaining statement in current loop and starts the next byte. So you understood what break is. Break will completely move out of the break state, out of the loop, while continue will continue with the loop, but it will skip the current iteration. Yeah. So let's see some examples with for and while loop. So let me put for loop, continue statement. Yes, with while loop. So we'll check both of them. Yeah. So let me put the same example which we had earlier of this particular. Yes, for this letter. Yeah, Python. So let me use this, but instead of break, we'll use continue. Let's see what happens. Yeah. See this? So it has skipped as when the letter H came in the loop, it continued the statement, but it skipped printing H, but it continued with the next iteration. So it kept on printing O and N, wherein in the break statement, it totally went out of the loop and didn't print the next iterations. So O and N was not printed in break, but in continue, it moves on to the next iterations, keeping the one uh, which has occurred as true for the condition that we have added, and moves on to print the next statements. Yeah. So let's use the same example of 5 once again, uh, which the number that we use. So variable was 10. You remember what happened when we used break. So let me run this again. I'll show you what happened when we run break. So it stopped at 5 because we checked whether the variable is 5, and it executed the break statement and it moved out of the loop. But if I replace this break with continue, you'll see it will skip the number 5 and it will print. Let me check variable. Okay. I need to get this variable first and then move on to check it. So I need to break this first. Yeah. So I need to variable, if variable greater than 0, which I should print this, and I should and variable minus 1 into 20. Yeah. So let's see if it's, yeah, you'll see it has printed 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. It has not printed because it has skipped it based on a continue statement, but it has continued further printing all the other numbers. Wherein in break, it had skipped, but it has not printed the other numbers post 5. Yeah. So this is what skip the continue statement is being used for. So when you execute the above statement, it produces the result that we have seen right now. Yeah. Now, Python continue statement is used for loops as well as for while loops, as I said earlier. Yeah. To skip the execution of the current iteration and transfer the program control to the next iteration. Now, let's try to understand how it could be used to find out prime factors. Yeah. So prime factors, let me write a code. Factors. Yeah. So let me first assume the number is 60. 60. I say print prime factors for num. Yes. B equals to 2 while num greater than 1. Yes. I'll say if num is divisible by 2 or D. Yes. Equals to 0, or sorry, mod of 2 is 0. Then I'll say print D. Yeah. And num equals to num divided by 2. Yeah. I'll say continue. So it will skip that and move on to D equals to D plus 1. So it will increment it to the next number, that is 3. So let's see what is the prime factor of 60. So it is 2, 2, and 3. Yes. So first of all, let me make you understand what is prime factor. So prime factor is a natural number other than 1, whose only factors are 1 and itself. The first prime numbers are actually 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and so on. So the first few prime numbers are actually 2, 3, 5, 7, and now we can also use what's called prime factorization. Yeah. Now, prime factorization is a method to find the prime factors of a given number, say a composite number. Yeah. In a simple word, when a prime factor is a way of finding the prime factor of a number such that the original number is evenly divisible by these factors. Yeah. So what is prime factorization? It is the given number, that is 60, is evenly divisible by this particular factors. Clear? So let's understand the execution of this code as of now. So what happens is we have taken the input as 60. Yes. Then we have printed the input that we have taken, that is number, that is 60. Then we have assumed or started. Yeah. We have taken the divisor, that is 2. Now, this is performed till this number is greater than 1. Yeah, so the while loop keeps on executing till the number is 60, greater than 1. Now, in the next thing, what we are checking if is this number is divisible by d, that is 2. Divisible, or sorry, mod of the number, mod of 2 is 0. Then it prints d. If it is mod of 2 is 0, then it will print d. That is, then it will check num equals to num divided by 2. Yeah, and it will continue. And further, it will increment d equals to d plus 1. That once it is executed, it will come back here, check number which is which has been divided by 2. So from 60, it will become 30. So again, 30 greater than 1. Yes, it is. Come here, check 30 mod of d is whether it is 0. Yes, 30 mod of d is 0. It will print d. So it is 2 again. Yeah. So this is how it will execute the statement, print the d as a factor, set new value of n as n divided by d, repeat from 4. Yeah. If not, increment d by 1 and repeat from 3. So that how it has happened. So this has showed us the prime factors of 60. Let's try to find out the prime factors of 50 as well. Let's see that. Yes. So let's check for 75 as well. What we get is 3. Yes. So this was how the continue statement can be used in your program. Yeah. Hope you understood this concept as well. Thank you so much.